Welcome in to another episode of Down South Ball Talk, hosted by LT. I'm your man LT, and I just want to say first and foremost, thank you to everybody who has been supporting this channel and helping it grow. So if you would please subscribe to the channel, it just takes 1 second to do so. And also, please like the video, and also please comment on the video as well. Today in this video, I will be ranking the AFC South coaches. Also, I will be going over a little bit of NBA, talking about the Lakers versus the Rockets series. Also, talking about the San Antonio Spurs moving on against the Portland Trail Blazers. Also, in this episode, I will be talking a little bit of boxing. David Benavidez is fighting this weekend along with Inoue. So we will get into that. But first, I want to get into these rankings of the AFC South coaches. All right, let's get into it. At number 4, I have Robert Saleh. He will be the first-year head coach for the Tennessee Titans. And again, not his first time coaching or being a head coach, I must say. He was the head coach of the New York Jets for 4 seasons, and his record wasn't that great. It was 20-36, not that great. He only had 2 seasons of 7 wins, and that was it. All the rest of them were 7 wins or less. So he's got some work to do with the Titans coming in as a first-year head coach, but I do believe that he did surround himself with some veteran head coach, with veteran coaches that have ex-head coaching experience as well. So, his OC is Brian Daboll. He brings him in. I think that helps Cameron Ward. That's going to be dope. But let's get into Robert Saleh a little bit. He is a defensive-minded coach. I like his defensive style. He likes to run a 4-3 defense out here. He likes to rotate those defensive linemen a lot. Hence why the Titans, they have signed a lot of defensive linemen. They even went and drafted one in Keldrick Falk, coming up in the first round to do so. So I like what he has done in the offseason for the defense, as well as signing a whole bunch of cornerbacks, as well as getting Anthony Hill Jr. to join that linebacker core. So that should be dope. And let's just talk about him on offense, because again, he is the head coach, so he will be in charge of everything from all facets of the football team, which is defense, offense, and special teams. Now, special teams, I won't worry too much. He has Bone Fossil there. He is a proven special teams guy. You know what he brings. So we won't spend too much on that. And he has Chimere Dike, so we won't spend much time on that. As far as the offense, I think that he lets Brian Daboll run it, and Brian Daboll will bring it. I like this hire that they did for the Tennessee Titans there. Let's keep it moving about Brian Daboll and his offense. I think bringing in Wan'Dale Robinson, someone who's familiar with the offense, I think that helps Cameron as well. Bringing in Cardinal Tate, that's going to help Cameron. So I think Robert Saleh on the offensive end, he's got that on lock with Brian Daboll, and just let him do that. Now, the only thing I will worry about Robert Saleh is his experience. Will he learn from his coaching at the New York Jets? I think so. I think they are banking on that and him learning from his mistakes, and him, bringing in Brian Daboll, who is an ex-head coach himself, who knows how to run an organization and have players and possibly get the best out of his players as well. I'm so sorry. So let's just talk about the draft a little bit with Mike Borgonzi and Robert Saleh. I think Saleh really doesn't have that much say over the draft per se. I think Mike Borgonzi goes and gets the groceries, and Robert Saleh cooks the meals, if that makes sense. So with that being said, I don't think he has that much in the draft, but I do like what they did in the draft. If you have not watched my last episode, I'm so sorry, the latest episodes of me talking about the draft in AFC South, please go watch that. I give a full breakdown on how I feel about the AFC South draftees. So with that being said, Robert Saleh, what do I expect out of him with the Titans? I think they win 6 wins. And I said that last year, with Brian Callahan. But I did not expect to happen what happened with Brian Callahan. I will not hold you guys and lie if I say I expected that. So I think 6 wins is a really good thing, and that's really good total, and that will double the wins of last year and build on that. I don't expect him to be in the hunt for the division or anything like that, but I think Robert Saleh is a good coach, and he will bring it every day. And I really think they're gearing up for the 2027 season, and that'll be Cameron's 3rd year, and then I think they hit the ground running and see if they really have in this team. But again, yes, coming in number 4, that is Robert Saleh. Let's move it along. Number three. In the AFC South coach rankings, I have Shane Steichen, the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. 3 seasons as the head coach of the Colts, he has gone 25-26 in the regular season. He has went to the playoffs twice with the Colts, I believe, and I don't think they've won a playoff game. So, will I? He's an offensive-minded coach. Let me say this. I was about to get ahead of myself and say something else, but let me stop there. I'll say this. He's an offensive-minded coach. You can see what he's done with his quarterbacks. I mean, Daniel Jones went 7-1 before he went down, and then they went 1-7 to end the season. Everybody thought they were going to make the playoffs. Everybody thought that they were primed to win the division. So I think Shane Steichen is a good offensive-minded coach. Look at what he does with the offensive line, moving and shifting those guys. They speak for themselves. There are some veterans, and they've been good for a while. And also they have Jonathan Taylor, if not the best back in the league. So he puts him in positions to not just run the ball, but also come out the backfield and catch it. So Shane Steichen's offensive mind is not to be questioned. I really do like the way he runs his offense. Now, as far as defense, I mean, they went really defensive heavy in the draft for sure. So I believe that with who they got AJ Hossie from LSU in the third round, and their second round pick because they did not have a first one because of getting CJ Sauce Gardner. CJ Allen, which is another CJ, was their second pick linebacker. So I do like that, and I think their defense will be nasty as well. They did lose Franklin, and he's a tackle machine, but again, I think Allen will be a beast for them at linebacker. And then Sauce Gardner coming back off of injury, I think he will be better, and he cuts off half of the field for you. So as far as defense goes, I wouldn't worry too much. And special teams, they're okay. They're okay. They don't have like a breakaway person or, a special teams pro bowler like the Titans or anything like that. But I think they'll be good on that end as well. But Shane Steichen, I think he's a really good coach. I like him. Now, would you ask, is he on the hot seat along with Chris Ballard? I think so. I think Chris Ballard is on the burning hot seat. Shane Steichen, I don't think he's on the burning hot seat, but I think if they have another losing season, he probably will be let go, unfortunately. But I thought Chris Ballard was going to be let go last offseason with everything that was going. But it seemed like they had everything rolling 7-1, and then everything just bottomed out. It was a really unfortunate thing to see. But this year, I think that they really with Daniel Jones, because again, they did re-sign Daniel Jones, and he will be the starting quarterback. I really wonder what they do with Anthony Richardson as well. So that's another question, another video, another topic for another video for another day. But I think that they win at least 8 wins. Daniel Jones, I think he comes in and still does his thing. 7 or 8 wins. Middle of the pack, just like last year. They start off hot, and they ended with 8 wins. I think that's where they end up again this year as well. So much to be, seen, and a lot of Indy fans have high hopes because, again, 7-1, you give up 2 first-round draft picks. You do not have a first-round draft pick in next year's draft. So, yeah, you got to do something. And I think this is the year, it's a prove-it year for Chris Ballard and Shane Steichen up there in Indy. Let's keep it moving. At number 2, because, again, there's only 2 more coaches, 2 more teams in the AFC South. So I went with number 2. I went with Liam Cohen. This will be his second year, but he was the first-year head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars last year, and he went crazy with Trevor Lawrence. He had a record of 13-4, ended up winning the division and heading to the playoffs. They lost in the wild card round to the Bills, but again, the way Liam Cohen was coaching last year, his mind, you can see it. You see it. Him and Trevor, if they build on what they did last year, it's going to be lovely. I mean, look at Trevor Lawrence's stats. He had 4,000 passing yards, 29 passing touchdowns, 12 interceptions, a 60% completion rate, a 91% passer rating. I mean, Liam Cohen had that boy Dylan and Dyson. He had him Dylan and Dyson last year. And sometimes he did not have his number 1 weapon at all, and Brian Robinson Jr. I don't know what happened with him. He was injured a lot and all that. The defense was good. Let's speak about that. The defense was pretty decent. They re-signed Trayvon Walker. I like him. I like what they did in the draft a little bit. I mean, after going over it and seeing what they did, I will still give them a grade of D-. But, I mean, they addressed needs. I mean, they went tight end, and then they went heavily on the defense. So I like what they did after the fact, and I'm looking at the positions that they needed and they filled, and I think that they did pretty okay. But it's really just the age of the people that they drafted. A lot of fifth-year seniors. They even had one six-year senior that they drafted, I believe, in a fifth or sixth round, something like that. So I mean, it's just the age concerns of the players. So I hope they come in and do their thing. Speaking of Liam Cohen, he became the first, the first year head coach in NFL history to win 12 or more games after taking over a team with 4 fewer wins. I mean, what can you say with that? His first year with Trevor Lawrence was magnificent. I can't say anything else with that. I mean, 13-4 winning division. So hopefully they can build on that. Now, they did lose Travis Etienne at running back, but again, as I always think, you can always get you a good running back. Now, they don't make them like the Bijan Robinsons and, people like that, but you can always go get you a pretty decent running back, and they did draft one in the draft as well. So, yes, the GM, James Gladstone, he's nowhere near on the hot seat. He did a good job. It was his first year as well, coming in as GM last year with Liam Cohen. And I always believe that the GM and head coach, if they're on the same timeline and they're lockstep, there's nothing you can do. You can really have a really good organization. So I think that they build on it, and hopefully, Trevor comes back and duplicates this year and even, more touchdowns and a better passer rating. I mean, 91% was really good. So we'll keep it moving. Excuse me. And coming in number 1, obviously there's only one more team left, the Houston Texans, DeMeco Ryans. Now, he is a defensive-minded head coach. This is his 3rd season, going into his 4th season. Last year was his 3rd season as head coach of the Houston Texans with a 35-22 record. Whew, it started off rough last season for him, huh? 2-4. 2-4. And they finished the season, 12-5? 12-5. Oh my gosh! I thought that they were done for, but they beat the Titans, and then they kept it moving after that. 2-4. It was a really good season for them last year. 12-5. They came in second in division, but they also won a playoff game. Let's go, because again, their defense, we'll talk about that in a second. Let's go and talk about C.J. Stroud. Last year, he became the first quarterback ever to have 2 games in the playoffs with 5 touchdowns and 5 interceptions in both games. And the only reason he is the only person to do that is because the other men who did that did not win the games. So with that being said, that's how you can tell his defense is really historical, and they're really, really good. CJ, they picked up his 5th-year option. They did re-sign Will Anderson, and they, gave him his money. But I think they really want CJ to prove it. Now, do I think CJ can prove it? Absolutely. I think he can. He was missing Tank Dell and some different, key weapons. The offensive line was makeshift last year. They've brought in some free agents. They brought in Rutledge, who was their first-round pick. He will slide into center day 1 and be that center for C.J. Stroud, that communicative captain on the line. I believe that they will be better than they were last year on the offensive line. Nico Collins, he's a stud. You get Tank Dell back. Now, they did sign Montgomery as well. I like that signing, that running back. I think he brings a dynamic to their offense as well. So I think CJ on his quote-unquote prove-it-year deal, I think he does well. I think he does well. I think he quote-unquote proves it, and he gets his money. Now, I'll also say this on the flip side, who else are they going to sign? If they don't re-sign CJ, who else will they get? You're going to draft someone and hope that they can even be close to CJ Stroud? No, I don't think you do that. CJ has proven that he is a starting quarterback in his league. Every year that he's gone to the playoffs, every year he's won a playoff game. So with that being said, you have to throw the bank at him. You have to back up the Brinks truck and roll that dice. It's kind of how, Miami was with Tua Tagovailoa. You really had no choice. Who are you going to go get? So with that being said, I think CJ proves it this year, and the offense looks good. Let's go ahead and talk about that defense. I'll say this. Will Anderson I think he becomes Defensive Player of the Year this year. If they have a winning season, they have a winning record, and also, not to mention, first in the AFC South or something like that, Will Anderson Jr. will be Defensive Player of the Year. Book it. I mean, look at the defense. They're stacked. And they brought in McDonald. I mean, what can you say about him on the line? He's going to free up stuff for the Neil Hunter and also for Will Anderson. The linebackers are crazy. They just re-signed Aziz to a 3-year extension. He's a tackling machine. You got Stingley out there on the island by himself. He can lock up. I mean, the safeties are good. So what else? What else? That defense is stacked, and I mean stacked. So what do I see them winning? They went 12-5 last year. I see at least 10 wins again, at least. And again, D'Amico has proven that he can rally the troops after going 2-4 and bring them to the promised land. So Nick Caserio, the GM, and D'Amico Ryans, I think they are lockstep. I think that they know that each other. I think that they communicate really well. And again, I think that Nick goes and picks the groceries and D'Amico cooks the dinners. I really do believe that. Now, I think D'Amico has some say in it, and like I think we should get this guy. But ultimately, Nick Caserio, his track record speaks for itself. So, you trust his judgment and what he's going to do as a GM of the Houston Texans. So there we go. Those are my rankings of the AFC South coaches. 1 through 4, we have 4 Robert Saleh. You have 3 Liam Cohen. You have 2 Shane Steichen. Number 1 D'Amico Ryans. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on a little bit to the NBA. A few days ago, the Spurs wrapped up their series against the Portland Trailblazers. Not much to say. It was a gentleman's sweep. I mean, what Victor Wembanyama, what more can you say? Castle, D. Fox, them boys are playing. Oh, Lord. I mean, their next series is going to be, I don't see them having a time either or even any type of trouble with, I believe, with the Lakers. Yeah, I think it would be the Lakers. I think it will, or I'm sorry, not the Lakers. They played the T-Wolves. The Lakers or Rockets have to play the Thunder, whoever wins that. So, yes, that should be good. Him and Rudy Gobert, they are good friends, so I don't think he does anything, and Ant-Man won't be back for another week or so. So, yes, I think that's another gentleman's sweep for the Spurs against the T-Wolves. Let's talk about the Rockets and Lakers. Last game, Lakers lost to the Rockets 99-93. The Rockets forced a game 6. And again, as I keep saying, those boys are young and they don't know no better. They're just out there hooping. They're trying to play, and they play different when Kevin Durant is not playing. And unfortunately, he will not be available for Game 6. That's already come out. So I think they have a chance in LA tonight. I really do. I think they have a chance to force a Game 7 and go back to Houston. And you never know what happens in Game 7s for sure. So, I mean, they play really well. LeBron James, I mean, you're dependent on a 41-year-old to carry this team. He can do it. I mean, he's LeBron James, but you're only getting 1 point from Luke Kennard, one of your starters that's not good. You're only going 7, maybe 8 deep. Your bench didn't give you anything. So, that game was really lost by LA. I mean, Rockets went and took that thing. They went and took it and forced that Game 6. So tonight is Game 6. We shall see what happens with that. I think the Rockets can possibly win that. As I said, you never know. Those boys are young and hungry and ready to win. So, yes, we'll keep you updated on that series and see if the Houston Rockets team will move on. So, the last thing I want to talk about is some boxing. Now, again, we will talk some boxing on this channel. I know it's, Down South Ball Talk, but again, I want to talk about a little bit of boxing because, again, it is Cinco de Mayo weekend. And, the boxing stars come out on Cinco de Mayo weekend. And on top of that, early in the morning, well, around like 5 o'clock in the morning my time on Saturday, you have Inoue fighting Nakata Tena. I believe that's how you say his name. I'm sorry if I butchered it, in the Tokyo Dome. Regardless, Inoue wins this by wash. He's already saying he's trying to prove that he's still Inoue, and he wants to show the people that he's still the undisputed champion at 122. And I think it happens. I don't know if it's stoppage or what, but that man's a bad boy. He a bad boy. So Inoue, I got Inoue either by stoppage or by by majority decision. Then you got David Benavidez versus Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. Now Ramirez is, I believe, he's 48-1, and David Benavidez is 30-0. So do I believe Benavidez wins this one? Yes, I do. Ramirez is okay opponent, but man, the real fight is between Triple G, Bivol, and definitely Canelo for Benavidez. That's who I definitely want to see Benavidez fight is Canelo. But I believe he gets a Canelo on the way on Canelo's way out. I think that will happen in years to come. But I think Benavidez takes this one. What's at stake? Benavidez is moving up to cruiserweight, and he's trying to get the WBA and WBO cruiserweight titles. He's jumping up three, not one, not two, three weight classes. Three weight classes from his original weight class to get these belts because nobody wants to fight him, and or he has not gotten the right ones to fight him at his other weight classes. So he had to move up three weight classes to get them. But as he stated, he's going to collect all the belts. He ain't going nowhere. He's going to go up and down on all of the weight classes until he gets everybody that he wants to fight, and he cleans out the divisions and becomes undisputed in all of the weight classes that he goes to. So shout out to Benavidez for trying to be great, and I hope he does it. And do I think he can do it? Yes, I do. So, yes, check that out. That is happening this weekend on Prime. Man, that's going to be a good one. I would definitely be watching that for sure. So, this concludes this episode of Down South Ball Talk, hosted by LT. I'm your man, LT. Again, please like the video and please comment. Do you agree with anything I said about the head coaches? Do you believe my rankings aren't okay? Do you think that I got the rankings wrong? Please comment your rankings as well. Also, who do you got in the fights? Do you think Benavidez gets upset? Do you think Inoue gets upset? Let me know in the comments about some NBA as well. So again, thank you guys so much. All of my socials are here. Please follow. Please follow. They're down here at Down South Ball Talk on all social media platforms except on X. It is Down South BT. Again, please subscribe to the video. Show your boys some love. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a good one. I'm out.